let's cut to the chase. If you want to be more adventurous, that means you need to go outside. No matter the reason, no matter the excuses, no matter the temperature outside, just going outside every single day, even if it's just for 10 minutes, is going to do wonders for you. It is going to help you become more of an adventurer, a little bit more adventurous, and it's going to benefit you physically and mentally. It's just going to be amazing. All right, listen here, wise guy. Maybe you're not convinced, and maybe you need a little bit of more information, and maybe you just want to be a wiser guy and want to gain a little bit of knowledge. How about let's dive into it, and let's talk about how going outside every single day is going to make you more adventurous. First, what does it mean to be an adventurer? What adjectives do you want to be associated with an adventurer when you think of someone who's an adventurer? Well, the obvious ones for me are adventurous, outgoing, explorer, spontaneous, and courageous. Now, someone who has those adjectives, where do you think they spend most of their time? Do you think they spend it here or here? Stuck inside, with most of it sitting. Did you know the average amount of time that a North American spends inside is 93%? Like 93% stuck inside, just sitting. Now, there's reasons for that, such as work, and it's unrealistic to expect you to be outside 100% of the time, but 93%? Is that where you really see yourself? Is that how you want to be seen or who you want to be? Just in case, let's do a little thought experiment, shall we? Imagine what a perfect adventurous life looks like for you. How does it feel? Where would you be? What would you be doing in this adventurous life? What does that life look like for you? What life do you want? If that's the life that you truly want, something that's a little bit more adventurous, then it's not gonna happen overnight, especially if it's those really big changes. So we are trying to do something every single day, just a little bit, a small scale of that version that gets us closer and closer to that thing that you imagined. Going outside every single day, just for 10 minutes, is one step closer to that final goal that we want. So going outside every single day doesn't mean going for hikes and walks and meditation. It could just be simple things like relaxing, absorbing nature, reading a book, studying, playing music, very, very simple things. Even just calling your family and telling them how it's going while outside. You can multitask, but it can't just be thought experiments. It can't just be feelings. We can't just imagine that that's how it actually works. Is there any science to back up being in nature every single day? When talking about something that's more on the spiritual side or more on that emotional side, always get where it's going to be associated with pseudosciences such as essential oils or crystals, or it's something that we know it works and there's some truth behind it, but science hasn't caught up with it yet or explained what part of it is true. This happened with meditation in Western culture. Well, in the past, it was associated with a hippie culture or it was just a thing you did for yoga. But now, in this day and age, there's a more cultural understanding and there's more science to back up that meditation does work. And good news, being in nature has science to back it up as well. In 2010, there were 2 different meta-studies done about being in nature. One of them found that people who spent more time into nature felt a little bit more energetic. And the other study found that people's mental state was positively associated with being in nature and could be improved upon. Even just looking at pictures of nature helped. Obviously not to the same degree, but it does have a similar effect. That's probably why we love seeing pictures of nature in our social media or just on a simple Google search if anyone still uses that. And in 2013, 15, and 17 were 3 separate studies that found that outdoor activities was positively associated with increase of life satisfaction. So people who have a lot of their days spent outdoors or their life is spent more to do with nature, there's definitely some truth behind that. And in 2013, there was a study of 20,000 people that found that being in natural environments increased happiness. Now, it makes sense when we think about it why we always want to have a house that has a yard or in an apartment that has a balcony, want to be close to a park or walking through a forest. Just seems to feel better. So there is science to back it up. And there's a theory out there called attention restoration therapy, which says that our modern urban environments are just really, really busy, and our mind needs a lot of attention to a lot of things. Very simply, some noise, a car alarm while having a conversation, just all the people, all the faces, all the things that you have to deal with. It's just too complex, and our brains get worn down. And then when you're out here in nature, it's just a lot simpler. There's a beauty in its simplicity. You felt that when you're in a giant landscape and it's just you, and there's noise of nature, maybe a waterfall, maybe just a couple of birds. Feels nice. It's great. It's a lot simpler. Brings you back to a simpler time, maybe when you were younger, when the sights, the scents, the smells that the world had to give you were just so amazing. That sense of discovery, that sense of exploration. I feel like that's something we're all trying to recapture. Imagine going outside in the trails. Well, you didn't even follow the trails. You got lost in the forest. It wasn't about having a map or following a path. It was just about discovering. It was just about being there. Now, that being a child, doesn't that seem closer to what we actually want? Doesn't that seem a lot more to the adjectives that we talked about being courageous, about being adventurous, about being outgoing? So maybe feeling more like a child is what we want to do, and most of the time that has to be outside. I know I'm trying to recapture that feeling when being a little bit more adventurous. That's kind of the feeling that I want to be, those adjectives that I want to be associated with, and being outside every single day, just for 10 minutes, is a small scale version of that. A small beginning of trying to get those adjectives of who we want to be, of who we want to be associated as in the future. And being outside every single day is a start to that journey. And if you're ready to scale it up, you can. I don't have to explain the benefits of consistent exercise, whether that be walking, running, mountain biking, even if you want to do that. But it does help. That is one way that you can just be physically healthier, by always moving. If you decide to change from lounging to reading books to relaxing or meditating to something a little bit more active. Sometimes the goals that we have are either always consistently happening, or they're not ever just done. Take being happier for an example. You don't just get happy. You're not just happy and you're done. That goal is not over. Sometimes we just need something that's so crystal clear, something that makes it so much easier to have a goal to complete. And hiking is a perfect way of doing that. The destination is very simple. You know where you need to go, and once you start completing more of these goals, you're gonna want to complete more goals, and either that means more hikes, or that's gonna happen with something in your day-to-day life. It's gonna create this positive snowball effect that one thing is going to affect another, and it's going to help amazingly. Just very simple things have very big ripple effects. Sometimes having very simple destinations, having very simple goals is going to help build up on top of one of another. A house is built brick by brick. It can start with walking and then jogging and then hiking and wherever you want to go. But something about it is very simple. You have a destination and you can get there, because all you need to do to accomplish it is just to keep moving forward. If you want to become more adventurous, you need to go outside every single day. Something as simple as 10 minutes is going to help with your mental and physical state, as well as create discipline and have you some motivation in order for you to create this positive snowball effect. I know you want to become more adventurous, and getting those adjectives you want to be associated with, something as simple as going outside every single day for 10 minutes is one small step closer every single time to become that person that you want to be. All you need to do is just to keep moving forward. So go outside, get some fresh air. You deserve it, because you can become the person you want to be. So, are you gonna go outside more, or is nature already part of your day-to-day routine? What is your favorite place out in nature that you like to be? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you have some amazing photos of nature or outside, or just you being outside, you can always hit me up on social media, and I will see you at the next adventure.